What's going on YouTube? JT's Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're going to talk about Justice League Unlimited issue number 5. This one is written by Mark Waid with artwork done magnificently by Dan Mora, and this is issue 5 of the Justice League Unlimited series. So in this issue, the Justice League or the Justice League Unlimited, whatever you want to call them, is trying to set a trap for Inferno, because we had the whole thing with them burning down the forest, and then we had like Swamp Thing and all that sort of connections kind of going on there. And we do find out who Inferno is. But there's kind of like something going on where I was kind of questioning it, but then I kind of realized, wait a minute, this isn't exactly the versions of said characters I may have thought they were at first. So, and this is like setting the stage for when we get into the next crossover, which starts to take place within the pages of Batman, Superman, World's Finest, which I have been covering on the channel. And it's nice to kind of make that series feel a little bit more relevant again, because it feels like, okay, we had some fun little side stories, but now it's kind of more tying back into the stages of the main continuity. And I'm excited about that. Like, I'm glad it's going to start to tie in a little bit more to the overall DC story. It's the first time I really felt like we were doing that since the whole Neza thing. Remember that? Was that like 2 years ago at this point? We had Batman versus Robin. God, time is flying by super fast. But yeah, so in the pages of this thing, basically we have in Sydney, Australia, we have this summit where all these different world leaders and that are there, and members of the Justice League are there to basically kind of set a little bit of a baited trap for Inferno, because they want to kind of catch him in the act and do something. So, but of course, Inferno shows up. We get different characters there. We got, was that Wally or Barry? I think that's one of the two. And then Bart, or like Impulse. We have Flash, Impulse. We have Supergirl. We have Wonder Woman. And we have some other characters in there too. Green Lantern, Star Sapphire. And we have this other guy by the name of Thunderlord. So one thing I do like about the series, we get like lesser known characters. I'm not really familiar with Thunderlord at all, but basically during this little summit, they get sucked into this other dimension of sorts, which we do find out is the Phantom Zone, but they didn't go directly into it. It's kind of like a side area of it too. And the Justice League is off trying to figure out who's responsible for this, because Inferno's been attacking different things across the globe. They think it's probably the Legion of Doom, but a lot of them are in strange places. Like Lex Luthor, if you watch my Superman video, has the beard, and he just got arrested. And you know, spoilers for that issue, but Mercy Graves was revealed to have built like a Lex Luthor type clone robot sort of thing. But yeah, Lex is like preoccupied, and then you have like everyone else is kind of there too. Joker's in a place, Sinestro's here on, I guess the Green Lanterns right now, and all these other stuff kind of going on, and like somewhere is the answer to this thing. And of course we had Airwave and his betrayal, which does finally come back into the fold right here. So as this is going on, the heroes manage to escape. Bart realizes that one of those people is not who they say they are, and they're kind of just watching and sort of smirking, and he's just like, okay, something's up with this guy. And they also kind of find out that, you know what, Batman even that realized that they kind of have a mole in the mix somewhere, and eventually it all kind of comes together, and they figure out who the mole is, and it turns out it is none other than Gorilla Grodd, and then Airwave comes in, and they were shocked to be betrayed by Airwave, and they all kind of disappear. But then the end of the issue shows up, and Airwave's there, and we have the Legion of Doom. But this is kind of a strange thing, because we just saw Lex Luthor and Superman. He's got the beard and all that right now. Joker's off doing his thing. And you have Bizarro, Sinestro, and Black Manta. And then you have Captain Cold and Scarecrow. But I think I've come to realize, if you look at this, the bottom of the page, it all begins here, Legion of Dreams, and We Are Yesterday. A 6-part span. The page is the Justice League Unlimited, the Batman, Superman, World's Finest. So the Time Toss Terror starts. Okay, so these are characters from a different era, like a different timeline, kind of coming into the present day. So that's where it's going to tie back into World's Finest, and you'll have the back and forth time jumping storyline from there. Explains that this is like a Legion of Doom from the past. So Inferno is Legion of Doom, and Gorilla Grodd's there, and the bad guys, and I love the Legion of Doom. They're one of my favorite like villain groups out there too. So I thought that was kind of a neat reveal, because I'm like, Inferno has to be some like classic villains, but I guess they really are classic, because we're kind of going back into the past before kind of a lot of the more present day stuff with them. So yeah, that was kind of neat. The Airwave stuff, I would have expected something a little bit more messed up to happen when they revealed him, but he kind of just comes in there to rescue Grodd, and that's really about it. I expect him to kind of do a little bit more beforehand, but hey, you know what? It is what it is, I suppose. But yeah, so we got the Legion of Doom involved. and it's not quite their version, the present day versions, past versions, and I'm sure they'll cross over with their present day stuff, or maybe they're from a different multiverse or something, because we got like Absolute Universe and all that other stuff kind of going on with DC, and that's kind of where a lot of the events are kind of leaning towards. So a lot of different moving pieces, but still pretty good stuff overall. It's nice to see the Legion of Doom in here against the Justice League, but you know, the Inferno thing was just kind of an interesting way to just kind of mislead the League and thinking they were somebody else, but really it's just kind of the same villains. But maybe they're not exactly the same because they're like from a different timeline or something like that. But I don't know. I love the Legion of Doom, so I'm happy to see them here going against the whole Justice League Unlimited. Would have liked to see a little bit more of the Airwave thing done, because it felt like he was just there to kind of be what's an example? I don't know if you ever played the Pokemon video games, like I'll go back like Game Boy. So say you're trapped in the cave and you need to kind of get a quick way out. You go to your item selection, you click escape rope. That's basically what Airwave was in this thing. Like, he was just a quick escape rope for Gorilla Grodd to kind of get out of there. It didn't really like have a big, huge, lasting impact betrayal or anything like that. Not like when say Terra betrayed the Titans or something like that. This was just kind of you're the mole, and here's my escape out here. Out, done. So we'll see what happens there. Maybe the League will forgive him or something like that, because he was definitely kind of seemed regretful for being involved in this thing, because the League and that treated him kindly. But there's still more to that storyline I'm sure we'll explore in future issues and whatnot. So, but in the meantime, I thought this was a pretty good issue. I'm liking Justice League Unlimited, and I'm excited to see a crossover with World's Finest. I'm already covering both those books, so it'll be kind of like okay, cool, like 2 issues in the same month or something like that. So I think that'll be neat to kind of see happen. It's nice to see that book kind of get a little bit more relevance again after just kind of doing, like, it felt like it was somebody's kind of going through the motions. Not bad, but not up to par with some of the past World's Finest stuff I've been covering since 2022 on the channel. So yep, yeah, that's all I really have to say about this issue. What did you think of it? Post your comments down below. Be sure to like this video, share with your friends, subscribe to the channel for more content, hit that bell for notifications. And I was going to ask, what was your favorite issue from this week that I guess I covered on the channel? So we had Batman Hush 2, first issue, right at the gate, Jim Lee stuff, really good stuff. I did something Marvel related, which was the first in terms of comic books on the channel, but it had the Godzilla appeal to it, so I had to talk about it. We had Superman, the latest issue, which had the interesting heel turn at the end. We had Green Arrow, and then we have this one. So a lot of DC comic book stuff out this week, and the one Marvel, which also crossed over with Godzilla, but we'll just say that's pure Marvel because it doesn't like tie in so much to IDW to my knowledge or anything like that. It was just maybe like a separate deal or something like that. But hey, it doesn't really matter. New stuff out this week, and we're here to talk about it. So but yeah, that's it. That's all Sean has to say about this week's comic books. Tune in at some point for whatever video I have planned next. Should be a lot of fun. Excited to talk about more stuff in the coming weeks and that too. So I've not much else to say. Hope you all having a great day. And as always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.